I turned 20 in the summer of 1983, working long shifts at a lumber mill just outside a small town in Oregon. Every evening I rode my bike home along the same dirt road, cutting through empty fields and a narrow stretch of trees that always felt a little too quiet once the sun went down. There was a small hill halfway through the route, nothing steep, just enough to slow you down on the way up and make you careful on the way down. That evening the sky was already dimming, clouds hanging low like they were pressing the light out of the air. The wind picked up, colder than usual. I remember humming to myself while pedaling uphill just to fill the silence. Right as I reached the top, I saw someone coming from the other side. Another cyclist. At first, nothing seemed strange. Same road, same time. It happens. But the closer he got, the more something felt off. He was wearing the exact same clothes as me. A faded blue work shirt, worn khaki pants, same cheap sneakers. And then I noticed the cap, the same baseball cap I was wearing, pulled low over his face, hiding everything except his mouth. I couldn't see his eyes, but as we passed each other, I heard it, a quiet laugh. Long, hollow, like it was echoing from somewhere deeper than the road itself. I turned around instantly. He was already gone. Just gone. No sound of wheels, no movement, just empty road and trees swaying in the wind. That night, something stayed with me. Not fear exactly, just a tension I couldn't shake. When I got home, I went to wash my face. I looked into the mirror, and for a second, my reflection was smiling. But I wasn't. It wasn't a normal smile either. It stretched too wide, pulling at the corners like something forcing it open. The skin looked wrong, darker around the lips, like it had been bruised or rotting. I stepped back fast, and just like that, it was gone. My face was normal again. Didn't sleep much that night. After that, things didn't stop. They just started repeating. Every night around the same time, I began hearing the sound of a bicycle outside my house. Not riding past, just circling, slow, uneven, like tires grinding against gravel without ever leaving. The first time I checked, there was nothing. The second time I looked out the window and I saw him standing near the tree line. Same clothes, same cap, head tilted slightly down, and that same smile, barely visible in the dark. I closed the curtains immediately. From that night on, I stopped checking, but I could still hear it. The wheels, always the wheels. In the mornings, I started noticing footprints inside my house. At first, just one or two, near the door, then more. Same size as mine, same shape, but darker. Like they weren't made from dirt, but something thicker. I tried cleaning them, scrubbing, washing. It didn't matter. They wouldn't fade. By noon, they'd disappear on their own, but the next morning, they'd be back. More of them, leading deeper inside, closer to my bed. I stopped sleeping properly. Some nights, I'd wake up to the sound of something right next to my ear. Breathing. Soft. Followed by that same low laugh. When I turned on the light, nothing was there, except the mirror. And in it, sometimes I could still see him. Standing behind me. Not moving, just watching. I went to see an old man in town. Someone people said knew things about. Situations like this. He listened quietly. Didn't interrupt. Didn't ask questions. When I finished, his face had gone pale. He told me something I didn't fully understand at the time. He said there are things that don't want to haunt you. They want to become you. He said once they find someone compatible, they start copying, slowly, piece by piece. Habits, movements, presence, until there's no difference left. I asked him how to stop it. He didn't answer right away. Then he said something I still think about. By the time you notice it, it's already too late. After that, I tried getting help. Different people, different methods. None of them stayed long. One left in the middle of the night without saying a word. Another started shaking halfway through and refused to come back inside. The last one, he made it the furthest. Set everything up in my living room, lights dim, smoke filling the air. For a moment I thought it was working until the smoke started forming a shape. A person standing in the center of the room, wearing my clothes, my posture, my height. The only difference, that smile, it stepped forward. Slow, leaving those same dark footprints behind. And then I heard it, right next to my ear. Clear this time, you're not needed anymore. I don't remember what happened immediately after that, just fragments. Movement, someone falling. Silence. After that night, everything went back to normal. No more footsteps, no more sounds, no more reflection issues. Everything stopped. Too cleanly, too suddenly. And that's the part that bothers me the most. Because sometimes when I pass a mirror, I don't feel like I'm looking at myself anymore. Just something that learned how to look like me perfectly. 2 years ago, me and my friend Daniel took a road trip that neither of us has ever been able to explain. We left around 3:30 in the morning, trying to avoid the brutal heat that would hit later in the day. The highway stretched endlessly ahead of us, empty, no cars, no lights, just the low hum of the engine and the wind brushing past the trees lining the road. It felt normal at first, quiet, peaceful even. About an hour into the drive, we entered a long, isolated stretch of highway. 17 dense trees on both sides, no houses, no signs, just darkness pressing in closer the deeper we went. That's when something crossed in front of the car. A white shape. Fast. Too fast. It cut across the headlights in less than a second. At first I thought it was just my eyes playing tricks on me. But Daniel grabbed my arm immediately. "Did you see that?" His voice was shaking, and that's when I knew. We both saw it. Not just a shape, a face. Clear, detailed, impossible. It was a woman, tall, unnaturally thin, long black hair hanging loose, covering most of her body. Her skin looked pale. Not just pale, but drained, like there was nothing left underneath. Her eyes, they were completely black, empty, like looking into something that didn't reflect anything back. And her mouth, it was stretched too wide, torn at the edges, revealing uneven yellow teeth. For that split second, she was right in front of us. Then she was gone. No impact sound, no body on the road. Nothing. I slowed down instinctively, but Daniel immediately told me to keep going. His breathing was uneven, fast. Neither of us spoke for a while after that. But the air inside the car had changed. It felt colder. Too cold for summer. And there was this feeling like we weren't alone anymore. Daniel kept turning around, checking the back seat over and over. "There's something behind us," he said quietly. I didn't answer, because I didn't want to confirm it. Then I looked at the rearview mirror, and I wish I hadn't. She was there, following us, not running, not walking, just gliding, keeping pace with the car like speed meant nothing to her. Her body hovered slightly above the road, hair trailing behind her like it was moving underwater. And those eyes locked onto mine through the mirror. I hit the gas, hard. The engine roared as the car pushed forward, but it didn't matter. She stayed there. Same distance, same speed. Then slowly, she got closer, closer, until her face was right behind the back window, pressed against the glass, smiling, that same broken smile. And then we heard it, a voice, distorted, like a radio signal cutting in and out. "Let me ride with you." The temperature inside the car dropped instantly. Our breath turned visible, white fog in the air. Then the laughter started, soft at first, then louder, layered, like multiple voices overlapping each other. I looked in the mirror again, and she wasn't alone anymore. There were more. 3, 4, maybe more. Floating alongside the car. Some of them weren't whole. One was missing an arm, another. Its head tilted at an impossible angle. One of them looked intact, but something about the way it moved felt wrong, like it wasn't used to having a body. They drifted beside us, keeping pace, their hollow eyes fixed on the car, watching, waiting. The car started pulling slightly to the right. I could feel it, like something was pressing against it, trying to tip it over. I eased off the gas just enough to regain control, hands shaking on the wheel. Daniel started muttering under his breath, repeating the same words over and over, like he was trying to anchor himself to something real. I focused on the road, didn't look back, didn't look at the mirror, just drove. And then, everything stopped. No laughter, no shadows, no presence, just silence. The road ahead was empty again, like nothing had ever been there. Neither of us spoke for a long time. We didn't need to. We both knew what we saw, and we both knew it wasn't something we could explain. Then Daniel pointed at the windshield. At first I didn't understand what he meant, then I saw it, faint, like it was written in condensation, words slowly forming. "We'll see you again." We didn't stop driving until the sun started to rise. Around 6 a.m. we pulled into a gas station to refuel and try to calm down. The clerk took one look at us and immediately asked if we were okay. I don't know why, but we told him everything. He didn't seem surprised, just quiet. Then he nodded slowly. Highway 17, we froze. He told us that a few years back a family had died in a crash on that exact stretch of road. 5 people didn't make it. The rest barely survived. They say the bodies were not in good condition. He added carefully. There had been ceremonies, rituals, attempts to bring them home. But according to him, not all of them left. People who die like that, he said, staring past us, they don't always know they're dead. He paused. Or maybe they do, and they just don't want to be alone. We didn't say anything after that, but both of us were thinking the same thing. That voice, that request, Let me ride with you. Sometimes I still think about that night, about how close they got, about how fast they moved, and about what would have happened if I had slowed down just a little more.